said all three of us, he said we all hid underneath the same table. He said as we were hiding there, he said the gunmen went from table to table, shooting innocent students. Then they got to the table where Craig and his two friends were. They got there, they shot and killed his friend Isaiah, and then they shot and killed his friend Matt. And Craig said, he said I was next. He said there was nobody left underneath that table. He said he stared in the barrel of two shotguns, but before the boys could pull the trigger, the sprinkler system in the library, it went off. It distracted the two gunmen. They walked away, never returned to where Craig was hiding, or the Scott family would have lost 2 children that day. And when we hear that word, the word prejudice, so many times, the only thing that we think about is race. Yes, judging somebody based on their skin color is a form of prejudice. It's wrong. We shouldn't do that. But so many times, there are other types of prejudice that get overlooked. Rachel talked about in her code of ethics that we should give people 3 and 4 chances before we ever label them, before we ever judge them. Because there is no way that any of us in here can tell what somebody else is going through by simply just looking at them. I mean, today, if you wanted to, if you wanted to find the worst in me, you know what, you could probably find that. But if you wanted to find the best in me, you know what, you can find that as well. Rachel said, look hard enough, and you will always find a light. You will always find the good inside someone else. Rachel had many influences in her life. One of her role models growing up was a young girl by the name of Anne Frank. How many of you today know the story of Anne Frank already? You know her story. So a lot of us. Okay, all right, good, thanks. Okay, the only reason that any of us know her story was because of the diary that she kept while she was alive. After Rachel died and the Scott family was cleaning out her room, they found a copy of Anne Frank's diary in Rachel's room. So they picked it up, they began to go through it. And from the very beginning of that diary, all the way to the end, Rachel had made her own remarks, her own comments to nearly everything that Anne Frank had said. I mean, think about this, right? If Anne Frank wouldn't have kept the diary that she kept, nobody would know her story. If Rachel Scott wouldn't have written the things that she wrote, nobody would know her story. There is power when we write things down. Rachel left her family 6 diaries when she died. This is the front of her final one. It was in her backpack the day that she was killed. And on the front of it she wrote, I write not for the sake of glory, not for the sake of fame, not for the sake of success, but for the sake of my soul, Rachel Joy. And on the back of her diary, in big bold letters, she wrote the words, I won't be labeled as average. And if you notice over there on the right side of the screen, just kind of right above where my hand is, you can see that there's a huge chunk of Rachel's diary missing. It was because a bullet went into Rachel's body, it went into her backpack, and it got stuck in her diary. If that bullet was creating an exclamation point to that statement, because you know what, I'm not going to be average. Well, it's the same thing for my life, and it's the same thing for your life, for every one of you. This coming summer, I just want to throw this up there just to maybe give you an idea. We're hosting our 2nd annual national summit. Some of the top educators from around the country are going to be there. Plano's not that far, so I encourage you to check that out. And then for everybody, I'll close with this last thing. It's our website and the link there on Facebook. You know, and I know Facebook can be used for a lot of negative things. And we're not going to go into those things. Did you know that? But you know, there are some positive things on Facebook. So if you've been inspired today, you want to join our group, along with close to 33,000 other students from around this country who have said, you know what, I accept Rachel's challenge. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to be about. If that's you, sign the wall. Let us know who you are. Let us know how you've been impacted. That chain reaction that Rachel wanted to start, it starts today. It starts right now. It starts with you. You have that choice. Keep it going, or you can stop it. It's your story. What do you want it to say? With that, I'm through. Thanks. Have a great day.